Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, I know people are bringing up the fact that there are two different dates on the VADA documentation that everyone referring to when it comes to what Terence Crawford allegedly posted and other people have posted, which is the form that was received by VADA every time a professional athlete conducts testing that they facilitate. Okay? Every time a professional athlete undergoes testing that VADA facilitates and the test comes back with the results, VADA sends a letter via email to that said professional athlete with the date that the test was administered based on when the labs actually tested the blood and or urine of that fighter. And the results were received. In this case, the results said negative. Okay? But that's not the angle I want to come at when I give my perspective on this. The angle I want to come at when I give my perspective on this topic is more so, where are the other forms of VADA that Terence Crawford took testing that was facilitated by VADA within the last 4 years? Now, I say the last 4 years because VADA actually publicly acknowledges all professional boxers who undergoes testing that they facilitate on their website. And they actually insert the date of when the actual professional boxer was enrolled in VADA testing, typically 8 weeks prior to a scheduled fight. But the last time we saw Terence Crawford publicly acknowledged on VADA's website was in October of 2020, leading up to his scheduled fight with Kell Brook. Now, you ain't find that information nowhere else on YouTube. I'm the first and only influencer. You know I'm not a content creator or a YouTuber. I'm an influencer that actually exposed this fact 2 years ago and then reiterated it last year and then reiterated it again when Victor Conti was here live in living color. So my question becomes, if Terence Crawford is able to post this, or even Victor Conti and whoever else was able to post that Terence Crawford undergone testing through VADA June the 13th of 2025, I want to see the paperwork from when Terence Crawford tested, when he fought Sean Porter in 2021, when he fought David Evanesian in 2022, and when he fought Errol Spence in 2023, and when he fought Israel Madrimov in 2024. And my second question, and before I get to that second question, I want to make a point about why I mentioned those last 4 fights in the past 4 years. Is because in all 4 of those fights, he was with the Snack program and Victor Conti. So it's safe to say we have no record within the past 4 years, within the past 4 fights, where Terence Crawford literally undergone VADA testing since he's been with Snack and Victor Conti. Lord have mercy. And on top of all of that, which is my second question, why do people accept a document that can be modified and compromised by VADA themselves to manipulate the public? Let me ask it again, because I'm not accusing VADA of doing this. I'm just asking the question. Why would people accept a letter stating that the fighter is clear and negative with their test results that they send to the fighter, and then obviously the fighter and or Victor Conte publishes it? Why do fans and people in boxing accept this when this same document can be modified and or compromised by VADA themselves to manipulate the public? Let me take it a step further to illustrate my point. As we can see, because the dates are wrong on Terence Crawford's letter from VADA stating that he tested negative, that goes to show you that someone, meaning a human, types these pieces of information up, like the dates that the testing was administered, like the date that the letter was sent out to confirm the results to the actual fighter and their boxing representation, including the promoter who pays for the testing, right? And Victor Conte if they're a snack fighter, right? So there you have it. Basically what I'm saying is, it's just a template. That's all it is. Some people call it template, but it's just a template. That's all it is. Those VADA letters are just a template. All they do is change the name of the athlete and change the dates. Because Dr. Margaret Goodman's actual signature is already pre-stamped. You know that, right? Okay, then. So how do we know if the professional boxer really tested negative? We don't. And not only that, how do we know what the actual professional boxer was actually tested for? Because the letter doesn't state that the fighter was tested for A, B, C, and D. It just says test results negative. Never heard that perspective anywhere else, have you? That's all I'm saying. So my challenge to Terence Crawford and all of the snack fighters over there with Victor Conte, I have a challenge for you all. My challenge is very simple. Instead of publishing and posting a document that can be modified and compromised by the testing agency based on their affiliation with Victor Conte, how about you just post the actual test results from the actual lab where it actually states what you were actually tested for, the date of when you were tested, and the actual results. That will only be fair. I'm not asking for anyone to do anything egregious. I'm not asking anyone to do anything that has never been done before. What do I mean? I'm talking about Claressa Shields, a snack fighter. Y'all remember that? You remember a couple of months ago when Claressa Shields went to Quest Diagnostics and she undergone a test that was administered by Quest Diagnostics, right, to disprove the fact that she tested positive for the use of marijuana. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that after she fought Daniel Perkins? Come on, y'all remember that? Claressa Shields posted the actual results from the actual Quest Diagnostics lab. So if Claressa can do that to disprove that she tested positive for marijuana, then why can't snack fighters do the same thing with the Smarto lab in Utah? We need answers.